What's up?
Life of a hustler, gotta do it for mother, gotta do it for father, even though he act like a sucker. Life of a hustler, gotta do it for granny, gotta do it for brothers, even if they think I don't love them. Been getting active and hustling.
What's up? It's your boy Brandon J. I'm here at the Offers Mastery Live event with my boy CJ. Go ahead and tell them what you do real quick.
Yo, so I'm a software engineer, and I create software like a funnel that's done for you so that coaches can use that to be able to just take it out of the box and brand it for themselves, put their own logo on it, put their information, their copy, their videos, and they're ready to go within 48 to 72 hours.
That's crazy. See, what y'all need to start thinking about is how can you provide value? You know, that's how CJ does his thing. You know me, I honestly, I help you with credit, with your personal finances and all that. But we want to talk about how this Offer Mastery Live has been going. You know what I mean? Yesterday,
Right.
I had some real good takeaways from all the speakers, KB, Daniel Presley. But
That's right.
what do you think yesterday's biggest takeaway was?
My biggest takeaway yesterday was how to become a key person of influence. And I think I like that he walked us through the steps of what you can do. My biggest one was how you can create masterclasses with different topics that you can use to as a lead gen offer. So one of the things, like for example, even though I'm a software engineer, I know a lot about coaching. I know a lot about real estate. I know a lot about writing books because I've written a book. So all of those are masterclasses that I could create as lead generation, as opposed to just saying, look, I'm a software engineer, so I'm gonna just park over here. I could have 4 or 5 different offers all going at the same time just because I did masterclasses to bring the people in. And then on the back end of that, I use funnels for each and every one of them and continuously make money 24/7 while I sleep.
See, multiple streams of income surrounded around your field. You don't want to be doing things in other areas. It's like if you have one key focus, one key skill that you have, build multiple streams of income around that. You know, if a person can't buy your biggest offer, they might be able to buy the one right beneath it. You know,
That's right. That's
never,
right.
never stop creating offers, man.
And
But
here's an additional thing. He said that, you know what, all these other people out here that are already doing this marketing, they have ecosystems. They have developed an ecosystem. So if you go to Dave Ramsey and you take maybe one of his programs and you try to replicate that, essentially what you've done is you've taken part of his program. If it's not as successful, it's because his program wasn't leaning on just one thing. He had 5 or 6 or 7 other things that you probably don't have yet. So yours is to start with one, build it into an ecosystem that is continuous, and then by the time you get to maybe your 4th or 5th one, you start making in that big money. So I'm excited about those 2 takeaways, and I'm looking to ways to how I can build those going forward.
yeah, that is great. And see, that's just day one. That's just day one information. Had our brains going, man. Day 2, saw so many more speakers today. Myron went back in and was teaching us how to double our leads and quadruple our income. You know, you can go from 10,000 a month to 128,000 a month with a simple 4-step process. We're gonna save that for later.
Yeah.
But is there anything else that happened today that stuck with you, or a favorite speaker maybe?
So today's 2 things stuck with me today. Rick Williams?
Yeah, Rick Williams.
When Rick
real
Williams,
good speaker.
What I loved about his whole spiel was that he appears to be a regular guy who went through the prison system, came out, started from scratch, and now is making $1 million days. And to me, I looked at the room, and a lot of people are not gonna be in a situation that is less than him. In order to be here today, you can't be less than what Rick was going through when he started. And yet within about 7 years, he was able to turn his life around to get into a multi-million-dollar situation. That means that from wherever you are right now, if you follow the blueprint, you can actually get there. That was the first thing. The second thing, I like that the way that Myron created the offers today. It started in the morning with every speaker getting us closer to the moment. So Rick did one thing to get us closer, to show us you can do it too, because here's an ex-con, he's done it. The lady, I think it's Nate Jones from Orlando, she was able to help us to see, hey, look, you can be part of a team and your team can help you to get there. So how about we all eat together, right? And then there was one other speaker that came, which was talking about the alcohol situation and how she came from alcoholic to listening to one coaching session, going through one coaching session that converted for her within 2 weeks to $24,000, and then selling a book for $750,000 within about a year of that coaching session, which was an impromptu coaching session, by the way.
Yeah.
So to me, by the time we got to the offer, he had already built those steps. And primarily, that's the reason I came to this Offer Mastery Live, to learn how do you bring people to your offer slowly, so that by the time they get there, the resistance is completely gone.
Yeah, and that reminds me of another thing that Rick was saying. You got to sweep before you mop.
That's right.
And he explained that sweeping really is just getting that community built, getting that trust built. People want to make the money off rip. You want to meet strangers and have them just pay you $10,000 because you're you. No, you have to show them that you've done it, that you've been there, you have experience, and that you're willing to take the time to show them exactly how to get it done for themselves. You got to sweep first, and then you can mop up all the money and all the benefits of teaching and bringing value to someone else.
That was a huge point. That was huge.
Yeah, man. So go ahead and tell them your full name and let them know what you do one more time.
So my name's CJ BESA. You can find me CEEJAYBESA on every platform, or you can just check out Destiny Activation or www.getcoolleads.com. And what I do there is I show entrepreneurs how to be able to set up online and to be able to go from learning about how to set up their funnel, done for you in a box, and you can be ready and online within 48 to 72 hours if you follow my system. So getcoolleads.com, and you'll be able to see what I do over there.
That's what I'm talking about. Hey, y'all check them out. And as you know, this More Action Podcast is Brandon J. When y'all trying to get your finances straight, follow my YouTube channel, and you can check me out on Instagram, More Action Podcast.
What's going on, y'all? My name's Edmilson Spencer. I want to say first and foremost, brother, what you're doing is amazing.
Hey,
I'm so glad to have met you, networking with you. So
Yeah,
my
man.
brother over here is doing some amazing things. Definitely follow him up. I'm from New England, Mass. What do you want me to tell him? What is it that exactly?
Let
that I
them
do?
know about the companies you're involved in. Because yesterday, man, you had my head spinning, man.
Yeah,
Saving prices on hotels, health care. I remember you were talking
absolutely.
about that.
So yeah, I work with people. I share with people basically on Zoom on how to create what's called residual income with services that people are already using. So I don't have to convince people to switch up a service. So services like cell phone, people are already using a cell phone, electricity, gas, healthcare, which is I believe we're gonna be the next Uber of healthcare, because we're saving people 30 to 70% on the healthcare, and most importantly, there's no network. So it's called Impact Health Sharing. It's a nonprofit organization. So I'm extremely excited about that. But man, being on this event, networking with people, meeting individuals such as yourself, it's been a blessing. I would like to ask you, what's your biggest takeaway that you had so far?
Oh, my biggest takeaway. Well, I've had a lot of them, but specifically, I want to speak on how Myron explained we pay for things according to our creativity. You have something that you might want, and if you look at the price of it, instead of the value that it could bring you and the value you could create to obtain it, you could end up not having a lot of things, because there's things that's just too expensive, in the wrong type of mindset. But once you switch your mindset and realize nothing's expensive when I have the ability to create, provide value and put money back in my pocket, nothing's too expensive.
Absolutely. That was amazing, because I believe we live in a world that like people think that there's lack and we're gonna run out of something. So for example, in order for you to be successful, I have to fail. And that proves that that's completely different, because in God's universe, we don't lack anything. Everything is abundant.
Right.
So everything multiplies. As a matter of fact, like how he's saying, the more we consume, consumption actually creates more. That was something that was deep. So this is why God says about the seed, the more, like when you eat an apple, you think you have less, but actually you have more. So that was extremely deep. But one of my favorite takeaways was Dr. Benjamin Hardy talked about using time to your advantage, like the past, present, and the future, and how a lot of people, they quit on their future, so their present is already doomed. So one of the benefits I think I've always had is always see myself in the future, having beautiful expectations, so it makes me act better now.
Yeah.
And even though I went through a lot in my past, I see it now as a blessing. It made me who I am to be here, be ready to encounter what I'm looking for in my future. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense.
Yeah, and when you were talking about abundance, that made me think of something that I thought of last night. It's crazy how many people I walk up to and say, yeah, I'm at a Myron Golden event, and they'll say, who? This man has millions of views, and I'm thinking everyone in the world knows who he is, but really, it's 7.8 billion people on the planet. It's like he's not even scratched, you know, the surface. Like there's so many people that he could still reach, that I could still reach. There's too many people in the world that need help in so many different areas to think that I'm not enough or I can't make money, you know, doing what I do. So
yeah, this is why you got to put yourself out there, even though because sometimes like you have a certain gift but you don't see it, or you think like, oh, everybody must know this, so you got to put it out there because this is somebody that's dependent on you, you know, to maybe do something for them that's life-changing. Like what you're doing now, somebody might see something that what you said and what you do that might change their life. So it's very important to put yourself out, even when you're small. As a matter of fact, especially when you're small, I would say. So most people, they think, oh, I gotta get big and then I'll start doing something. No, you gotta start now and then get big. So I would say put that mindset out there and do these interviews, especially with people with the same mindset as you. Man, you're gonna blow up and help a lot of people. The goal is to help people. My goal is to serve people at the highest level in a way that pleases God. So that's my goal first. And then I know what will come, and I'll be fine with that. I'll be happy as long as I'm reaching out and putting my best foot forward. That's all that matters to me.
Yeah, and see, I believe that the mindset we have right now is all good and everything. And what I wanted to ask was, why do you think getting in rooms like this or mentorship, for example, is important?
Well, I mean, being around other people that think like you is motivating. And then you can always catch small nuggets here and there. You might have said something that completely changed my perspective on something that might improve how I move forward from now on. So it's very important. It's like somebody asked me, like, what's more important, reading the Bible or going to church? I said, definitely reading the Bible because that's God's word. But going to church is just as much as important because you surrounding yourself with the same people with the same mindset, and you might pick up spiritual nuggets that you otherwise wouldn't have gotten by yourself. So it's very important to surround yourself, and it expands your mindset because you're around people that already have achieved what you're pursuing.
Right.
So that we learn two ways. We learn from our own experience and others' experience. So there's something that you might that took you 10 years to learn. You could come here and just teach me that in 5 seconds. And now you just saved me 10 years. So it's great to be around other people that already have what you have, and like I said, iron sharpens iron. So
and see, look, don't let that go over your head. You got to learn from other people's mistakes. If you see somebody walking across the street and, you know, getting stopped by cars or almost about to get hit, you need to look both ways. Don't do what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Learn from what they failed at. Don't go fail like them so you could feel what they felt. Nah, just skip all of that. You know, pay attention, get around like-minded people. Man, that's good stuff.
Absolutely,
I'm excited for day 3. This is just the morning. We haven't even been to class yet, you know?
Yeah. I already been up, hit a workout real quick.
Yeah. What time is it? About like 7?
Like
almost 7. Almost 7.
Yeah.
7:30.
We don't start till 9, so we still got plenty of time to network a little bit, talk to each other. Yeah, I don't know about you. I haven't eaten breakfast yet. I usually break my fast after 12. And another nugget that I picked up about food and how food is one of the devil's tools that he uses on us, and it's so true. Like, we are in this mess because Eve was approached about food. You know, Jesus' first temptation was about food, and that talks about consumption. And when we think about consumption, we only think about food, but you need everything else is consumption. What you listen to is consumption. What you put on your skin is consumption. So you have to definitely watch out what you're consuming on a day-to-day basis, because what you consume, you'll become. So that was a big nugget that I got as well. So yeah,
I definitely think this clip is gonna, you know, open somebody's mind to thinking just a little different. You know, that's the goal, is to be better than you were yesterday. You know,
absolutely.
Get around like-minded people and take action. You know, More Action Podcast. It's Brandon J. Go ahead, let them know you are one more time before we leave.
Spencer, man, it's a pleasure. Follow this young man. It was a pleasure, man. I appreciate the interview.
For sure.
Stay blessed.
Here at the Offers Mastery Live with none other than the Haitian CEO himself, Herman DOLCE. So if you could tell us your favorite takeaway from yesterday.
Oh, my favorite takeaway from yesterday. That's the on-the-spot question you gave me. I think my favorite takeaway was AI and how to integrate it into my business.
Right.
And the second takeaway is I do a subscription model plan
Right.
for my business. I charge $50 a month. And then it was so obvious. I was like, why don't I have tiered subscription models? So literally, I was emailing my team. I was like, listen, we should have a base model, a middle tier, and a high tier product, and how we can integrate AI into our business model right now.
Right, that is a good takeaway. And my only other question is, why would you say getting in rooms like this or having mentorship is important?
Listen, I'm a serial conference person because, again, we have these conversations with like-minded people.
Right.
You know, the ticket to get in here wasn't cheap. So it's a different person that's here to pay that price, that understands what information and getting in these rooms to network. So we just did a breakfast today, and it was from 7 o'clock. And there were people there at 7 o'clock, and all we was doing was networking, building, talking about our notes from yesterday, what their takeaways was, and how we're going to implement it in our business. And literally, bro, somebody that works at Microsoft was sitting at our table, and he works with Copilot, which is their AI.
Wow.
And he basically had a TED Talks at breakfast this morning.
And see, I'm in the room getting dressed. He's getting TED Talks.
I'm getting literally at the table. We talked for like an hour and 15 minutes.
That's crazy.
It was an amazing conversation. So getting into rooms with like-minded people, if you want to go somewhere else, and you know my vibes, bro, audit your circle.
Audit your circle.
Get a different circle so you can elevate to go to the places you want to go to.
All right. Well, I appreciate that, man.
Absolutely, 100%.
Thanks for talking to me.
Thank you for having me, bro.
Day two. What we going to learn today?